Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Alright? Welcome, everybody. How y'all doing? Listen, remember, please, ladies and gentlemen, to follow me on all of my platforms. Alright? Let's do the housekeeping real quick and get it out of the way. You see Bolo V&R clips, Bolo V&R. And Bolo V&R 2.0. Follow me on all platforms. Thank you kindly. Now, Cash App is available, right? The link to the Cash App is in the description of the video. It's also pinned at the top of the comment section. We have a poll going. Please participate in the poll. Yes. And let's get into this, man. The IC versus the PM. The history, the story from the beginning up until now. What really went down, right? Now, today is significant. Today is January 7th, and the first hearing of the judicial review matter involving the Prime Minister and the IC begins this morning. Now, according to it says here, it starts 10 o'clock. It's supposed to last for 2 hours. It's now 3 p.m. in the evening, my time. I don't know what's going on. I haven't seen anything out as yet. Let me see if I can go to Twitter and find out anything from the IC Integrity Commission. If they put out a statement, let's see what's going on here. Integrity Commission, when was their last post? 2 hours ago. Corruption, as it says here, the firewall against corruption. Okay, that was today. And it's telling you, okay, they're just advertising that. Nothing over here. All right, let's go to Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. Let's go to Nationwide and see what's going on with Nationwide, all right? Latest news, Nationwide, January 7th, Nationwide. January 7th, JLP crime will be considerably lower with the SOEs. They trying to push that bullshit. Anyway, moving right along. I'm sorry for the colorful words, but you know these people be really Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to tell you, boy. All right, there we go. I don't see anything. It only says here, preliminary hearing, PM challenges Integrity Commission today. That's pretty much what we're saying, and we haven't gotten any updates from that. So they're basically saying the same thing. Okay. All right. We are going to be very surgical with this one, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're going to be very, very surgical. Should I start with... Okay, I have everything already queued up. Let's get into the content, man. Let's get into the content. All right. Let's get into the content, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing out there? Hope y'all is well. All right. Now, not so much of a chronological order, but let's take it from here.
Administration. Newly sworn in Prime Minister Andrew Holness says his administration will be hard on corruption while investing in health, social security, technology and business innovation in order to help Jamaica recover stronger from the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister shared his vision for the nation following his affirmation as leader of the Jamaican government. We have more in this report. Prime Minister Andrew Holness used his speech on Monday to signal a shift in how he would manage his emerging cabinet. Mr. Holness has reiterated his commitment to leading a government that is hard on corruption and task-oriented. He says complacency will not be tolerated.
No one has been shown any special favors, given any protection, or influence brought to bear on any anti-corruption agency or investigation. This is a step in the right direction. However, in addition to investigation and prosecution, we must also seek to prevent the occurrence of acts which weaken public trust and damage the integrity of the government. To this end, I have indicated to the Executive Director of the Integrity Commission that each elected representative and each appointed minister will participate in the sensitization and public education programs to be established by the Integrity Commission.
Mr. Holness, who is being sworn in at King's House for the third time in 9 years, says while spikes in the number of COVID-19 cases are inevitable, he has faith that the Jamaican people will conform to the new norm.
Jamaica does not have the reserve of resources to always be locking down our economy. We must now all learn to live with and protect ourselves from the SARS-CoV-2 virus and the COVID-19 disease it causes. We cannot rely on fear, panic, and stigma to get temporary compliance, but on the conscious effort on the part of every Jamaican that as we go about our daily lives, working, worshipping, shopping, and socializing, we must follow the established infection prevention and control protocols. These personal measures, coupled with stronger public education, tighter enforcement, and prosecution of breaches, and control of non-productive and unnecessary movement and activities, will gradually bring the numbers down and relieve the stress on our health system and the exposure.
All right, so right here is really what I want to focus on. This first statement that he made
Has been shown any special.
He says complacency will not be tolerated.
No one has been shown any special favors. Given
So he's saying that no one has been shown any special favors in regards to the Integrity Commission. But he's now in court with the Integrity Commission. Listen to this.
any protection or influence brought to bear on any anti-corruption agency or investigation. This is a step in the right direction. However, in addition to investigation and prosecution, we must also seek to prevent the occurrence of acts which weaken public trust and damage the integrity of the government.
So, acts which weaken public trust and damage the integrity of the government. Doesn't the government have to move with integrity so nobody can weaken their public trust? But I digress. We're moving forward. That's what the man said. Now, listen to this.
We will bring information to people where they are and in the forms they use.
And also it shows that our party leader is on the ground, suffering the same pressures that the average Jamaican does. In terms of going to a gas station, don't know which one have good or bad gas, and has purchased bad gas.
Can you imagine, on that instance, I was about to take my wife to church in her constituency. We didn't intend to film the car. It was an intention of filming me taking my wife to church, what would be her day like in the constituency, that kind of thing. What role would I be playing there? And it so happens that when we went into the car, it wouldn't start. and that became the story, rather than me taking my wife to church. Because she was saying to me, hurry, I'm pressing the button and the car wouldn't start. We took the car to a mechanic who recommended that we get a particular treatment and booster cleaner and a particular treatment, and then we went to the Healing Nation on Wednesday. We went to the Healing Nation convention at the arena. Car was driving perfectly fine then, but when we hit the highway,
Stop again.
it just lost power until it shut down. I thought we drove out the first one and we refilled at a different station, and apparently another bout of bad gas. But you see, I think what has happened is that maybe I don't know, I'm just speculating. I suspect that it has so clogged the injectors that right now it is now in the garage being I don't know what has happened, and tomorrow I'll get the full diagnosis from the mechanic, but I suspect that between engine and injectors that I will have a serious repair bill.
And therefore, when he speaks to the issue of bad gas, from first-hand experience,
people who make that kind of criticism don't understand media. You use all the forms of communication, and it's my job. My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that they like that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses for government failure. This is an ultimate failure of the government.
Now, this statement has been edged into time. Because, and forever and ever, Because there's a lot of people making excuses for Andrew Holness' position where the Integrity Commission is concerned. They want to blame everybody else but Andrew Holness. If he had given the Integrity Commission what they needed to, certify his declaration, we wouldn't be in this position. Now you have to ask yourself the question, does he have everything they need to declare his assets? Or he knows that his assets cannot be declared? So the Laborites, stop making excuses for the government that's in power, according to your own leader in this clip. Let's play that back.
That there are some Jamaicans. My job is to bring to the public the political understanding of issues. I get a sense from Jamaicans that they like that there are some Jamaicans who want to make excuses for government failure. This is an ultimate failure of the government. It's a political issue. Make no mistake about it. From our perspective, the law gives the minister a duty to supervise, oversee, and regulate the petroleum industry. There is a failure in that. So I am not apologizing to anyone who thinks that in doing my job I am politicizing. Of course, it is a political matter.
And I am not apologizing to anyone who thinks I'm politicizing covering these stories, because the Prime Minister of Jamaica was not apologizing then. So we're going to make that categorically clear. This is the role that citizens should play. We should hold our government officials in check and keep them in line with evidence and facts, and also give our perspective as well. Put the pressure on them. This is what the opposition is for, and this is what the people is supposed to do regardless of who is in power. But I digress. Let's continue.
And one must also make the point, as it was in healthcare, we too face certain crises, we too face threats, but the Jamaica Labour Party political administration of the government did not have the results as the PNP had with Chick V and other threats and dead babies. Why is it that these things happen under the PNP administration and not under the Jamaica Labour Party?
Now this is very interesting. The fact that he went there and looked at the healthcare system under the JLP right now. Talk about getting radam.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
But that's not why we're here. Let's continue.
Administration. That's a different political administration. We have two different political views on how things should be managed.
The little things that makes a difference.
Yes.
When you clean the drains.
So I'm not going to make any apology or give any succor to those people who would want to see the Labour Party keep quiet on important issues, political though they may be, but they do impact upon the quality of life that people live. I make no apologies for that.
I make no apologies as well to that right now. Well, let's get to this, ladies and gentlemen.
You can adhere to, because it is inimical to your interest to adhere to it, or inimical to the interest of your children's future to adhere to it, then there is a major, there's a major inconsistency there that you need to explain.
Still think that's too late to get a flat belly after 50? Let us prove.
Regine. Sure.
Join us in a partnership for prosperity. Let's change Jamaica for the better. Choose prosperity.
Does he own other entities in there, in Admat?
In Admat?
Yeah.
I think he has at least one other property in Admat.
And where is that?
That is in somewhere in the Arcadia area. Right.
And that's considered land or also?
Thomas, an apartment. Actually, he's now in the process of selling that unit. He owes suppliers, because suppliers gave him credit for the house he's building in Beverly Hills.
And source of funds for that was what?
That one, I can't recall all of those details, but I seem to remember that he has always used the house that house that he lives in and get loans and that sort of thing.
We checked the title for the property where Bailey says both Holness and his wife lived at the time of our interview and found no additional loans or mortgages other than those originally taken out in 2002 when they bought the house for 7 million Jamaican dollars, around 144,000 US dollars back then.
So you were satisfied then with the source of the funds in both cases?
Oh, absolutely. He saved in US stocks and amongst his portfolio. So he was saving, because these are savings.
Is that savings from him alone or him and his wife?
I don't know that level of personal detail.
People, please like and share the video. Thank you kindly.
that would be, I don't know that level.
Of what you know, is there any evidence?
I know of nothing. I know nothing else that he owns in relation to ADMAT. Okay. He currently owns rather.
We checked the title for the Acadia property and found that it was indeed purchased by the same St. Lucian company ADMAT Incorporated in 2008, again when Holness was Minister of Education. The price tag, 16 million Jamaican dollars, around 219,000 US back then, and again, no mortgage was listed. Further, we also checked whether ADMAT owned additional properties and found one more. A half-acre lot, also built in Beverly Hills on Wycliffe Close in February 2009, also when Holness was Minister of Education, price tag around 15 million Jamaican dollars, almost 173,000 US dollars, and again, no mortgage listed.
So you've never heard of this Wycliffe Close property before today?
Let me put it this way. I have never handled, and when I look at the transfer, I see the names of lawyers who I know. And he's entitled to have more than one lawyer. We all have to eat.
So all told, when it comes to properties, there's a Great House Boulevard home that Holness and his wife bought with a mortgage while Holness was a mere member of Parliament, and in the 4 years he was Minister of Education, earning the equivalent of around 60,000 US dollars per year, or 90,000 with allowances. There was the Arcadia apartment, no mortgage listed. The land at Wycliffe Close in Beverly Hills, no mortgage listed. The land for the Shenstone Beverly Hills house he's building, no mortgage listed. And around 525,000 US dollars spent building the house in the 3 years after Holness's Jamaica Labour Party lost the election in 2011. Holness, through a member of his team, said he wouldn't comment on the source of funds for any of his properties before the election, but even after, he didn't. He also said he would make his financial statement public at the end of March 2016, but he didn't. Despite several calls to Juliet Holness, a property developer, chartered accountant, and newly elected member of Parliament, she didn't get back to us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is setting the precedence of, the first suspicions in regards to, where did the Prime Minister gain all of this wealth? You understand? And this was before he won the elections. He continues to make promises, but he doesn't come through with the promises. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that you have to pay attention to in terms of the pattern and the behavior of the individual. But let's go to this bit of evidence. Yes.
I talk long. All right. I see the anticipation. I hear Bruce say it can be too long. And I hear Bobby say we're not quite there yet. The two are correct. It's not too long to come, but we're not there yet. But what I would say to you today, you ready? What I will say to you today, this government has not been without its challenges. I couldn't leave this stage without saying to you that corruption is not an issue that occupies the front of my mind. I couldn't leave here today and say to you that we still need to tighten up on the new anti-corruption systems and framework that is in place. In a sense, if you were to compare Jamaica to all the other countries in the Caribbean, our framework for anti-corruption would be the most advanced. It is not for want of putting in the legislative and institutional processes. They are there. But you have to bear in mind that we are also very new on the scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly. Is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources.
I mean, you just can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. You know them, ready?
So that they can move very quickly on the learning curve and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their job. Please intervene or interfere very quickly on the learning curve and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Does not intervene or interfere and move very quickly on the learning curve and that the government does not intervene or interfere very quickly on the learning curve and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs.
Wanna hear it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Straight from the horse's mouth, ladies and gentlemen. The man said, if you leave the anti-corruption agencies alone, stop interfering, let them grow. They are young, we should support them, give them more resources. What has the JLP been doing now? Talking about giving them less resources, questioning why they are getting so much resources. And now we are here, the Prime Minister has taken the Integrity Commission to court. But let's continue. There's more.
Before the new structure of the Integrity Commission was in place, there was extensive debate.
If you don't know how to make chords, this is it.
Advertisement never lived
On the form of the structure. And in fact, starting in 2009, going all the way
Carol,
to 2017.
Exactly, Carl. Why don't leave them alone? Patrick said the PM is something else. Everything he said, he do the opposite. Man, I'm trying to tell you. This is why I'm playing this today. Today is the day where he's in court. I haven't heard anything about the court situation in the hearing yet. But listen, we're going to go through a compilation of things today, ladies and gentlemen. Strap yourselves in and please share the live and hit the like button so that the video can go out in the algorithm. All right?
When the bill was finalized, there was a back and forth. So there was significant and very deep parliamentary debate about how the new structure of the integrity architecture should operate. Within that structure, the parliamentarians agreed, including the now opposition, who was then the government who brought the bill, that the Integrity Commission should do its work and that there should be what is called a gag clause without the glare of the public on their work, without any interference on their work, and at the same time to preserve the rights of anyone, whether it is a parliamentarian or a normal citizen who falls under the ambit of the Integrity Commission to what we all hold very dear and highly, due process. Now, we took a decision that as a government, we would not comment on the work of the Integrity Commission. And we took that decision for good reason. A few months ago, the call was that government members and public officials should refrain from any form of conflict, any form of caustic debate on issues, and that we should allow the Integrity Commission to do its work without any form of interference. Now, from day one, I've always maintained that I do not comment on the work of the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission is an independent entity. It has parliamentary oversight, but that parliamentary oversight has to be carefully exercised, because in no way do we want to appear to be trying to influence the Integrity Commission.
Who's ready to hatch some cool?
So, only hear that. We are playing his words, you know. We are playing his words. Right? Before we go here, so. Before we go to that video there, that very film, from the see that I don't know what time it is, right? But some people don't know, so this is why we're documenting it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to this.
And as such will function under its general oversight. And I don't want to be giving conflicting views. It is a commission of parliament, but it is still independent. It is independent, like all the other commissions which have to be attached to some form of state authority. But the parliament cannot interfere in or direct the commission as to what to do, in the similar way that there are other independent commissions which are attached to parliament.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to observe Pernell Charles. Him look ridiculous, as a matter of fact, with that damn thing on his head. But outside of the obvious comedy of his visual, I want you to look at the face of Pernell Charles while this report was, the Integrity Commission bill was passed January 31st, 2017. And I also want you to listen again to what the Prime Minister said about the powers of the Integrity Commission versus what the fact that they are independent. Listen to this.
And as such will function under its general oversight. And I don't want to be giving conflicting views. It is a commission of parliament, but it is still independent. It is independent, like all the other commissions which have to be attached to some form of state authority. But the parliament cannot interfere in or direct the commission as to what to do.
So when Mr. Panton came in to parliament, he already understood this. Who remember when Mr. Panton and the Integrity Commission was questioned by parliamentarians? He already knew this, which was publicly known. They cannot interfere. It's not that they're arrogant, it's just what it is. Right? Because how can the parliamentarians interfere into an entity that would investigate even them? It wouldn't make any sense now, would it? Sonia Barracks, how you doing? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, who remember this?
Prime Minister, your statutory declarations have not been certified by the Integrity Commission. You know, the implication of this goes far and wide. Why hasn't it been certified, and does the public have anything to do?
Oh wow, advertisement already? Damn.
You would appreciate that this is for the state of emergency.
Well,
and
PM,
so
you don't
those are the
come
questions.
You know, so that lady voice annoys the hell out of me, because I noticed something. Anytime the Prime Minister is being questioned on serious topics, she tends to want to defend and big up BOJ TV. I feel him clip this. right? This lady, listen, as soon as she asks about the declaration of his income, listen to this.
You would appreciate that this is for the state of emergency.
Well,
And
PM,
so
you don't
those are
come
the
here-
questions that we're entertaining at this time.
Are you giving-
Do you have questions on the state of
She keep cutting her off, and she did the same thing to the young man that asked him about the knits. These people don't like to be questioned, and they have guard dogs, which is their moderators. And that lady, her voice, I don't know her, but she's one of those guard dogs. She consistently does this.
emergency for St. James?
Well, PM, we don't see it very often, so.
Please let her answer the question, because
You see, Andrew Holness at this point, ladies and gentlemen, this is my opinion, that he realized that this was a public issue that was being discussed everywhere, and he could not run away from it if he was doing so before. He had to address it head on. You understand? Because this young lady was being attacked for asking a question that everybody in Jamaica at the time wanted to know. What is going on with your statutory declaration, Mr. Holness? Why hasn't it been declared as yet? All right. So, and this is the Prime Minister for those who don't know. Let's listen.
I think that it is not fair to say that you don't see me often. Because we have met up on several tours and other occasions. The post-cap, just to be clear, the post-cabinet press briefing is for the ministers and the various portfolios. And I want to be clear that on all important matters, my government does provide the opportunity for information to be dispensed to the public and for our ministers to be questioned. And I'm very happy that the post-cabinet is being conducted routinely and consistently. As it relates to my integrity declarations, I too am concerned that they have not yet certified them. They have written to me asking various questions. I have provided answers, and they have written to me again, and I'm in the process of providing those answers. You will, however, appreciate that.
We have to pause right there. The fact that the Integrity Commission is reaching out to you and asking you questions in regards to your statutory declaration, which is standard procedure, and then they're asking you more questions, it means that there's something there that they obviously is not clear about, and something is not clear, something seems off. That's what I'm assuming. The fact that they ask you more questions means that they need to get more information so they can probably get more clarity. And the fact that at this point they did not give you your declaration means that something is not clear, right? It's quite obvious. But listen to the Prime Minister.
That it does take some time, and particularly for me, to get 2 or 3 days to go through matters and provide answers. I simply have to be very frugal with my time.
No, this right here rubbed me the wrong way, in terms of, it's like he was not prioritizing his statutory declaration as if it wasn't something of major importance. That's just how I read it. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I read it. What do you guys think about that? He has to be frugal with his time, so he's too busy. You know, I'm the Prime Minister. I'm too busy to declare my statutory declaration, to assist the Integrity Commission in aiding to declare my statutory declaration. Well, how did the opposition leader declare his? How did he prioritize it? You know what I'm saying? And I think this is the real mentality of the JLP members. They really do not prioritize, because you have to follow the leader, innit? The leader leads by example, right? It's like they don't prioritize their statutory declaration. Everybody is busy. But what, in terms of your image, why would you want to be the Prime Minister of Jamaica that his statutory declaration is not certified. Given that this integrity commission is something that is new, I would think that you would want to be the one leading by example in the right way, to be the first for his statutory declaration to be cleared. So he would be cooperative with the integrity commission. But I digress. Let's continue.
And I suspect the same for the Integrity Commission, that have to go through several thousands of declarations. But I would expect that they would give some priority to my declarations. I do hope to be able to respond to them before the end of this week. So I'm hopeful that they would do their work and provide the nation with the necessary...
To enable everyone.
To be clear, I have tried not to comment on the issue because I find myself in an invidious position in that I have to protect and defend most times the institutions of the country. So my silence should not be interpreted as not wanting to address it, but I do have another role, and that role is to protect and to defend the institutions, the laws that we have put in place. So I'm hopeful that in short order this matter will be resolved.
No, this man is talented, ladies and gentlemen. So he's the one protecting and defending the institutions, the laws. No, the laws are put there and they are upheld by the entire government. It's not just him. So he's trying to make himself out to be a hero at this point. Well, let's continue. Very interesting.
By the way, you should also know that it is quite routine that the Integrity Commission will write to persons over and over again. And there would be several persons whose statutory declarations are not certified because they are in this continuous process of asking questions and trying to make determinations. My situation obviously would be public, and therefore it would cause some concerns. And so I accept and I acknowledge that. But it would not have been the first time that the Integrity Commission would have taken a long time to resolve my matters. And I suspect that as Prime Minister, they would want to be very detailed in what they do. I would hope that there is no difference in my treatment than given to others.
So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but he was already setting the stage here, in my opinion, and insinuating certain things. Listen again to this last part that he said about the Integrity Commission.
Would cause some concerns. And so I accept and I acknowledge that. But it would not have been the first time that the Integrity Commission would have taken a long time to resolve.
So, it's taking too long. Hey Kimon, how you doing? It's taking too long. The Integrity Commission is taking too long to do their job. This is what was being pushed out in this from the get-go. They've been throwing this narrative out there that they're taking too long. So they never really supported the Integrity Commission from the jump, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Listen some more.
Of my matters. And I suspect that as Prime Minister, they would want to be very detailed in.
So now he's saying that the Integrity Commission is maybe intimidated by the fact that he's the Prime Minister, so they want to be more detailed. So this is why it's taking so long.
What they do. I would hope that there is no difference in my treatment than given to others, and I really do not.
He said he would hope. He's not saying that he's confident enough. You see, he's throwing these things out there. These insinuations, these loopholes. I hope that you guys are paying attention, because this man is very crafty, You understand, in his wording, very crafty. Like and share the video, guys. Don't keep it to yourself. Sonia Barrick says, "Oh my God, we really listen today, man. Yeah, me want have no bother with the bad thoughts, yeah."
I would not want to think so.
You see?
Do this until
he would not want to think so. So he's leaving that in the ear. He's leaving that thought in the ear. Ladies and gentlemen, that, it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? He's leaving it out there. Now, this scene here, the Integrity Commission report was put out, ladies and gentlemen, in Parliament. After all of the things that the Prime Minister said about him tabling the report in Parliament, telling the opposition to leave the Integrity Commission alone, all that we just heard, after being questioned, he also was not aware that he was being investigated for illicit enrichment. When the report came out, you see that was not so, that was a lie. Here comes the Prime Minister after the report was tabled in Parliament on this day. Let us hear what he has to say and examine it.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your permission, and thank you, members, for your indulgence. Mr. Speaker, on Thursday, September 5th, 2024, the Integrity Commission submitted an investigation report, ruling, and special report to Parliament concerning an investigation into my statutory declarations for the year 2021. The reports have now been tabled, and I have since had a chance to read the concluding paragraphs of the ruling of the Director of Corruption Prosecution, the 5-page summary, and peruse the recommendations and conclusions. While acknowledging that the report together totals just under 200 pages, the parts that I have read appear to give a sufficient sense of the findings. First, I welcome the fact that the report is finally tabled 2 years since this process began.
You guys hear that again? You hear that again? Throwing the Integrity Commission under the bus. I welcome the fact that this is finally tabled after 2 years. Throwing the Integrity Commission under the bus. Listen.
I also take note of the fact that the Commission tabled both the report and the ruling of the Director of Corruption Prosecution at the same time. The last time this was not done.
3 best exercises for plus-size tigers. For 3 weeks straight, I've been doing...
Only hear that again, people. Another shot at the Integrity Commission.
Based on what is said in the summary, queries were triggered because it is alleged that I had omitted bank accounts from my declarations. And one of these accounts was incorrectly reported as a US dollar balance by a financial institution. These matters were cleared as the accounts in question, by my recollection, were dormant, previously reported, and the balance in them were around Jamaican $3,000 and 200 euros. Subsequently, my declaration were once again referred for further scrutiny for accuracy and completeness. Other accounts were identified and alleged to be belonging to me, but undeclared. Some of these accounts were opened by my parents as far back as 1975, and my name later added, probably while I was still a child. Many Jamaicans add their children to their accounts for survivorship reasons and in the event of emergencies. I have never claimed these as my assets, and I am satisfied that the Director of Corruption Prosecution ruled that there was insufficient evidence to support claims that I intentionally omitted bank accounts from my declarations, and that there is greater evidence to support my explanation as opposed to evidence to the contrary. I also note that no other matter in the report was referred to the authorized authority, that is, the Director of Corruption Prosecution. The summary of the report outlined that my personal financial affairs from 2018 to 2023 was examined, including associate private third-party businesses and transactions. Over 3,600 transactions were examined, 28 bank accounts, over 80 witness statements collected. This effort to pursue me and my affairs led to the hiring of an international forensic accounting examiner for 6 months. As far as I am aware, only my 2021 declaration was submitted for investigation. After this most thorough interrogation of my personal affairs, which is not in any way connected to public funds or a benefit resulting from my office, they were unable to conclude regarding illicit enrichment. Nonetheless, they concluded that in one of the 5 years they examined, 2022, there was unexplained growth in my net worth of 1.9 million Jamaican dollars, or less than 1% of my total net assets. I reject this finding based on materiality and significance. And while I have not had a chance to fully review the specifics of their calculations, just a cursory review of their formula, I have seen an error in figures they have used in their calculations. And therefore, I challenge this finding on incorrect use of data. I reject the finding that I acquired an asset for which the source of funds is not adequately explained. The Commission, in its own report, pointed out that this whole episode started with an incorrect statement from a bank. It started with an incorrect statement from a bank. A bank gave a balance verification that I had funds in US dollars, which was incorrect. So too was the asset in question the subject of errors by the financial institution that managed the asset. While I authorized the transaction, from the outset of the acquisition of the asset in 2019, I was unaware that the financial institution had assigned an amount in error to my account from an associated company. A year later, the investment instrument, a bond, was called by the issuer, and the financial institution made another error and pooled my funds with the associated company. As soon as I discovered this pooling, which is acknowledged in the report, I alerted the institution and instructed that the accounts be correctly separated. However, the initial incorrect assignment was not corrected at that time. I only became aware of the discrepancy when the institution alerted me in June of this year, and once it was brought to my attention, the funds incorrectly assigned to my account in 2019 was rectified. I also reject claims in the report that I have hindered the examination of my declarations by by not supplying information requested. Let it be known that I have complied with any obligation placed on me within the law. As far as I am aware, the company with which I am directly associated is compliant and up to date with its filing.
Stop being so nice to women. Nice will never equal turned on or attracted to you. I know.
I have been involved in political life for more than 30 years. Yes, more than 30 years.
Yo, him said that 2 times for them clapping up. What am I tell you?
And I have been elected in this house for 27 years. It always gives me a sense of great pride, but also a sense of humility to consider that, I grew up in a 2-bedroom board house at 56 Cumberland Road, just up from the Grassy Market in Spanish Town.
He always uses where he comes from for sympathy and leverage from the people. Do you guys notice that? Yeah, man, I come from the ghetto to man. One ghetto youth, man. And so what?
I don't wear my background as a badge.
That's exactly what he actually does.
Or try to exploit it, or exploit my humble beginnings.
That's exactly what you do. That's why you mention it every 10 days.
For political sympathy. I don't do it. I don't do it because I believe in working for what you have, regardless of where you come from. And Mr. Speaker, I have worked hard. People just see the achievements. They don't know the hours, the nights, the hard work. They don't know. I have worked hard, wisely, and honestly to achieve whatever I have. I never had a gold spoon.
Never no easy. Bless
and
up.
I have never depended on the public purse.
Oh, Washington, bless up.
Indeed, I gave up my salary. I gave up the salary increase due to prime ministers, in solidarity with all the people who are challenged to make ends meet with their own incomes. I didn't take it and pretend to give it to entities that are in my interest anyway. No. On principle, I didn't take it. I have the privilege, I consider it a privilege, Mr. Speaker, and awesome responsibility of leading this country, and I take it seriously. Regardless of the attempts to distract me and unnecessarily consume my time.
You hear that? Distract him and unnecessarily consume his time. This man is a narcissist. A kleptomania, like Devon said. Anne-Marie Wagwan, Anthony said, over-explaining suggests guilt. I mean, I'm just playing the evidence, of what he said, That's it. Just to show you the lengths that this man goes to. To one, undermine the Integrity Commission, and to just take us for a big old idiot, the Jamaican people. There's no respect. Because if anybody should read the Integrity Commission report themselves, you would understand that Byron said, what can go so? Move from there. Big up. If you should actually read the Integrity Commission report, ladies and gentlemen, what he's saying, the way how he's simplifying the Integrity Commission report in saying, oh, it's because of this and that's what started it and whatever. The details of it is far more damning than he's explaining here.
I have never lost focus on ensuring a stable, resilient, and growing economy, reducing unemployment, improving our security as a nation, building out our infrastructure, and providing support for the most vulnerable in our society.
Building out infrastructure, economy. You mean the economy that is now regressing? That is now in a big recession? That's what you were focused on? Well, wait a minute. If you was focused on that, you did a piss poor job, sir. You and your government, you and Nigel Clark. Right? Another lie. Right? Pure self-praising. Exactly. Exactly. Somebody said, Marjorie said, what? Let me see this comment. You work honestly for sit up late at night with a demon them a thief. You work dirty. Yeah, that's what when he said he worked hard, I'm like, criminals work hard too. What does that even mean? Right? He's definitely swimming in a cesspool of lies.
Furthermore, I've always sought to discharge my duties with respect and dignity. Even for those who try to bring me down and do personal harm to my reputation. The weaponization of accusations of corruption is nothing new in politics. However, even the most skeptical onlooker must conclude that the handling of this matter, the time it has taken, the public resources used to pursue it, raise cause for concern.
So, that's pretty much his argument.
On many levels.
That's pretty much his argument. It took a long time to deal with the Integrity Commission case. I want to show you how contrasting it is, you know. This is the same man that on his conference said, you know, yes, it's a young group, they need time. He was saying all of this, right?
Before
he was saying all of this. Hold on.
And provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave.
Let's listen back to this little clip.
That we are also very new on the scale.
All right, go back.
Caribbean. Our frame and framework that is in place. I will say to you today about its challenges. I couldn't leave this stage without saying to you,
listen,
that corruption is not an issue that occupies the front of my mind. I couldn't leave here today and say to you that we still need to tighten up on the new anti-corruption systems and framework that is in place. In a sense, if you were to compare Jamaica to all the other countries in the Caribbean, our framework for anti-corruption would be the most advanced.
So, the framework for the anti-corruption is the most advanced in the Caribbean. Listen what the man is saying now.
It is not for want of putting in the legislative and institutional processes. They are there. But you have to bear in mind that we are also very new.
So, the Prime Minister at this point understood these things about the Wagwan Dan. What's up, Neville? The Prime Minister at this time understood that the Integrity Commission and the Anti-Corruption Agency is pretty new, right? So he understood the quality of the framework that is put in place, right? And he also understood that they needed more time. Now, fast forward to him being under investigation, now they're taking too much time.
On the scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly. Is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly. Is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly.
So he understood that the government should be supporting the institution so it can accelerate in its performance very quickly. What happened? What changed, Mr. Holness? Why you have moved away from this understanding to taking the Integrity Commission to court, wanting to pretty much destroy the Integrity Commission and take away the act itself? What changed, Mr. Andrew Holness?
On that learning curve and provide the resources.
What really changed? I'm telling you, man, this is wild, bro.
Quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere.
The government does not intervene or interfere.
And that message goes to the opposition as well.
So you included the opposition. I don't see the opposition interfering with the Integrity Commission. When they were called up and they were charged, then pay them money. Right? When they were called up and they were charged for breaching, not declaring their thing in time, the two persons, right? They never put in their information in time. They were charged. But you were given special treatment in some way by the Integrity Commission. They were very, very patient with you. But now you're attacking the Integrity Commission. Very interesting. Anthony Taylor said narcissist is a person who has excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. Facts. Then his own wife not tell us him enough. In our interview, when she did just meet him at school, him say him nothing, just in everything. And I'm married a fear.
Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs.
Andrew Holness, please take your own advice and your own words. Leave the anti-corruption agencies, make them do them job, brother. Boy, you carry people and go to court. Just because you're just declare your assets. Give them what they need. Yes. All I think that when they ask, I give them. How about that?
While I will not pursue the view that this was politicized,
While he will not pursue the view that this was politicized.
commonly agreed that the law governing the Integrity Commission is in urgent need of revision.
Now the law needs revision. The same law that he tabled, the same law that he mentioned was the best in the Caribbean. All of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, now the law needs to be reviewed.
What can go so? What can go so? What can go so?
Yo, Bridget.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Big up Grantley Christie say Andrew is a scammer and a 3-card man, real kleptomaniac. But on our community, big word me, man.
The current context of its operations does weaken its credibility, and we must do everything to ensure.
The man said the Integrity Commission credibility is weakened. We say for Andrew Holness realize his statutory declaration not declare. It looked like it now go up. He has been attacking the Integrity Commission very subtly and cutely. But as soon as the IC report come out, full blast attack.
That the appropriate laws are in place to prevent the politicization of the Commission and to support the Commission in its work. We must also ensure that the Commission itself is efficient and pays due regard to the use of public funds and the time and resources required of public officials to comply. To this end, the law must ensure that the work of the Commission focuses on relevant, significant, and material issues. Mr. Speaker, I will take legal advice on this report and its recommendations, including recommendations for referral to other entities. And Mr. Speaker, I will continue to pray to God for guidance and
This
strength
Wednesday, January
as I
1st.
continue to lead Jamaica.
Why? Me say if God coulda, if God coulda even reach out and touch you to blouse and skirt when you said that a while ago, I just true God don't really operate so swiftly still. God give it time. Boy, you talk about God. Anyway, let me just add this little thing because I don't want to delete none of these videos, you know. Let me have up right now. So only give me a second, my people. The Integrity Commission went to Parliament. Who remember that was an epic situation. But before they went to Parliament, the PMP had a message for the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Yeah. And we're gonna go to that. Namely, Mr. KD Knight. I think he should take this advice, but hey, who am I? Who am I? Let's get to this.
Thank you. And I associate myself with the comments made in relation to the report of what took place last night at the Prime Minister's home. And greetings. Last evening,
I think this was the bomb threat day. After the bomb threat day, you hear that? All them something about bomb threat. Anyway,
I was given what is called a brief. It is not a brief. It is a thick document, very detailed in nature, clearly well written to the point, and it is the 172-page report of the Integrity Commission. As I read it, and I went through the 172 pages, something jumped out at me.
If you want to lose cortisol belly with minimal effort,
one of the things that jumped out was that the allegations investigated and some of the findings made, could one person have caused these allegations to have surfaced? No. My mind as a lawyer practicing at the criminal bar saw that there was elements. There were elements of conspiracy in this. And whilst I will not identify the potential conspirators, I will say that in the overall circumstances, the Prime Minister of Jamaica needs to remove himself from the office he now holds so that the appropriate investigative body can go very deeply into the allegations, and that the public will be satisfied that there is no interference at the highest level, and that certainly there is no cover-up. But this calls for detailed investigation. One jumped out at me too was the way in which the investigation was conducted, where they made reference to the judge's rules, that persons who were interviewed, they were interviewed in accordance with the judge's rules. Now, let me just point out one important aspect of the judge's rules. It is a warning to the person who is being questioned. And it warns the person that you need not say anything, but anything you say will be taken down in writing and may be used in evidence against you. And in this document, the warning was appropriate. Appropriate. What jumped out at me also, why would one need to have 28 accounts? Why?
Hey, only the easy, you know. Marjorie say, Bolo, it's time to take down Andrew off of your page. He will try to corrupt your program. Yo, you think I lie, I tell? The amount of attack on my computer I get when I go on live streams, it's ridiculous. You are so right, you know, Marjorie. You are so right. You look like Pegasus at work. Me now stop talk. I first live stream this in about a week or two, where I haven't been getting any funny business going on my OBS software. Every other one I be a foolishness. BS glitching and them something there. Yo. But God is good. God is, anytime they don't interrupt my stream, I will get over 100 people in here easily. If they don't interrupt my stream. I know my audience. Right? But let's continue. Oh Lord, it's on mute.
One need to have 28 accounts. Why? One would need to have 28 accounts if one was involved in businesses. Now, when I tried to find out who had the 28 accounts, I found out that it was the Prime Minister. You can run a country and run private business at the same time. It's one or the other. One or the other. And it is clear that one of the reasons why the country is in the condition it is in now is that sufficient time is not being spent by the chief executive officer to run the country. We have business ventures. Business venture. Jumped out at me also that, look, if it is that a prime minister is being investigated, how can he be the chief accountable officer for discipline, law and order?
Hold on there, Dorrit, so what you tell me say? You have been trying to comment, so they are also attacking my comment section? Wow, it's not surprising though.
In a country.
You're not the first person that tell me that they're having issues commenting in my comment section. They can't even see the option of commenting. Wow.
He cannot occupy the post and find himself in this position and do that which he was elected to do efficiently. Cannot. And therefore a call for his resignation. A call is justified. It's justified.
Rightfully so.
It's justified because of what this report contains. Both in terms of the volume of his association with other companies and the allegations contained here. Had this been the private sector and the private sector officer, that private sector employee would have been sent on leave.
Long time.
Pending investigation. No private company in Jamaica would have caused someone against whom these allegations have leveled to continue in the highest position in that company. It's untenable. I expect that there will be more press conferences, leader, and I would like to have the opportunity to go through this in greater detail.
Yeah, Dorrit, I believe I remember you saying that last week, yeah.
And if you would be kind enough to invite me to that press conference so I could articulate on aspects of the law. But conspiracy jumps out. Money laundering using what is called layering jumps out at me.
I'm not gonna lie, before Andrew Holness, I never knew about this type of stuff. Before this integrity report, I've done some research on money laundering. 876 anointed salute. You had to unsubscribe and then subscribe. My goodness. You was in YouTube jail for a comment I make on Hot Topic Live, but I'm out of jail now. Well, be careful. I remember say YouTube block certain words in people. You can't use certain colorful words in the comment section. They will block it. Okay, so you have to be very creative in your word those colorful words. You have to use acronyms. But yeah.
And those are serious offenses.
Yeah, I was saying that Andrew Holness whole situation has had me learn a lot, about money laundering. I had to do some research and stuff like that. And that stuff that he's talking about, layering, that's a real thing. It's a way how to quote unquote wash the money or not being able to trace it. It goes from so many different places and different levels that by the time you should go through one country, say for instance that country, they have certain privacy act that pretty much protect criminals. It's gonna take forever for you to break through those firewalls, if you would ever break through them, to figure out what actually went down. Skillful stuff. We're not saying that this is what Andrew Holness is doing, I'm seeing your comments, Patrick. I'm seeing your comments. Guys, not because I don't read the comments, that don't mean I don't see your comments, alright? Patrick said, Bolo, a long time, I tell her. I can't read every comment, alright? Yeah, remember I say the content that can take too long if I do that, to read every comment. Okay? So, yeah, man, not saying that Andrew Holness is involved in anything like that, but the report, the details of the report, it eerily aligns with those types of situations. Why would you need 28 accounts? That's the biggest one. Why would you need 28 accounts? I mean, come on, man.
For 1 minute. Suggest guilt. I don't. But what I suggest is that the process should be allowed to take place.
Right.
And those who are found culpable be held accountable.
No. Instead of having the process take place, Andrew Holness is trying to stop the process. And this was one of the 28 requests, or 20 plus requests that he had of the court taking the Integrity Commission to court. Of those 20 plus requests, I think it's only 3 alone that the court granted him. But one of them was to actually destroy the Integrity Commission. Literally destroy the Integrity Commission. Literally destroy the Integrity Commission report itself. And deem it null and void. And it has no validation. This is what the man tried to do. Him and his lawyers. For me, that's an admission of guilt, if any. For me personally, that is an admission of guilt. Period. Alright?
There is, leader, a call for general elections too. Well, let me just say this in closing, that as far as I am concerned, I join that call. And my advice to Mr. Holness is a simple one. I made some inquiries and I'm told that he has a bag. I say to him, start packing, start going. And if you don't believe me, speak to Mr. Bowden. Bruce, that is. Pack your bags, put in your clothes and your belongings, because you can't stay as Prime Minister of Jamaica, because the international reputation of Jamaica is important, and you have, by allowing these allegations, brought Jamaica into disrepute.
Thank you.
Simple as that. Simple as that. Now we're gonna go to what happened after the Integrity Commission report was summoned, or the Integrity Commission was summoned to Parliament. I am not gonna play the entire thing, but some important parts. Yeah, man, I can see your comments, Patrick. You're good, man.
Morning, Mr. Chairman.
Why am I not here?
To make an apology on behalf
Here, Mr.
of
Pantan, and he must speak.
Monroe Ellis, who...
What is going on here? What type of sorcery is this? Oh, I'm going on, sir. Oh, my bad.
Had been rescheduled because of an
Something's still
earlier
alright.
date that had been agreed for this meeting.
I'm not hearing him.
And when
but this is the
our
official
meeting date was changed, was going.
What is going on here, sir?
Here.
I wish I could reduce my
I'm not even hearing the advertisement. What is happening? Something just ain't right. Hold on, the people. Hold on there.
The members of the commission were
Okay.
present, the other members.
My bad. Let us hear Mr. Pantan, because this is a man at the moment, you say, coming to defend the position of the Integrity Commission. Alright? In Parliament. Alright? Let's go.
Begin by asking the chairman of the commission, who is here with us, to firstly introduce his team and then, of course, to make his opening remarks.
I'm in charge of it. Morning, Mr. Chairman. Thank you very much for the kind welcome.
No, I couldn't hear, guys. I couldn't hear it for some reason, but I'm hearing it now. Judy, what's up? Pick up yourself. Marlene says, so why him have to write what him have to say? Something is wrong. Yeah, I learned a lot as well. The kind of corruption and how persons can get away with so many. Yeah, man, trust me. This whole thing with the Prime Minister has been an educative period for me. Trust me. I have learned so much.
I need to make an apology on behalf of Mrs. Monroe Ellis, who happens to be on a work assignment overseas. It's something that had been rescheduled because of an earlier date that had been agreed for this meeting. And when our meeting date was changed, she had to reschedule for yesterday, where she was going. And she's returning today, but not in.
Oh, and guys, I keep forgetting to mention. But if you want to support the platform, ladies and gentlemen, monetarily, there is two options. There is a Cash App. The Cash App is $DH7220. Nightbot just dropped it in the chat a while ago. There it is. The link to the Cash App and also the name of the Cash App. And that link is also pinned in the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. So you can get it in the pinned comment section. You can get it by Nightbot, or you can look in the description of the video. Alright? And also the PayPal is BOLO876J. Everybody use TikTok, so everybody's supposed to have a PayPal. I'm just saying. The PayPal link is there if you want to support the platform in that way. It is not mandatory, but I want to make sure that I give you guys the option. Okay? If you choose to. Let's continue.
Time for us to have her here. I want to introduce the members of the commission who are present, the other members. Mr. Justice Hibbert.
Sometimes I want to fight the advertisement, let me see, man.
Mr. Eric Crawford.
You see, I rather fully done story. No, nobody with that.
Behind.
Not fully done story.
And of course, there is the executive director, Mr. Christie, and the other directors. Now, before introducing the report, which we have already sent, Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to say that the commissioners have noted over the past couple of years that remarks have been made that the commission is partisan and that the commission that there is malice in its operations.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to point out that the persons who made those statements know that it is not true. They know that we know it is not true. And they know that Jamaicans know that it is not true.
Woo! Hey, Mr. If me like that brother one more time, no homo, big up Mr. Panton. Hey, the man said that with conviction, you know. We don't need to go no further, you know. Can we put it to rest, ladies and gentlemen? They do not take no sides. Everybody can get it. The PMP get it if they do wrong and them under investigation, and the JLP get it. It doesn't matter who you are, you're gonna get it.
There's a situation where 70% of the persons on the voters list do not vote. And it is startling that it could be suggested that the 5 commissioners happen to be partisan.
Yo, that is such an excellent point. 70% of Jamaica don't have confidence in both these parties. And they want to suggest that 5 people that is on the Integrity Commission is actually taken aside. The probability of that is very, very low, ladies and gentlemen. This is the point that the man is making. People literally in Jamaica don't have no confidence in PMP and JLP. The PMP is working 1,000 hours a day to get their old supporters to come out and vote the next election. Them literally trying to build up the relationship and the confidence on the ground of the people. Andrew Holness is helping them still, you know, because, you know, he's really, really bad at what he's doing. And the people are suffering. So, hey, he just might wake up the PMP supporters to come out and vote for the PMP. Although, you know, deep down, they still don't really have confidence in the PMP because of past transgressions. I'm just saying, this is what is happening. So if there's 5 people in the Integrity Commission report that they're questioning, maybe one of them is leaning one way, PMP or JLP, but the next 4 doubt it very much. And that's real talk.
So we reject that. In terms of our performance over the years, we have on record from no one higher than the Prime Minister that in 2020 he commended the Commission in our Anti-Corruption Day celebration. He said, under the leadership of Chairman the Honourable Mr. Justice Seymour Panton, the Commission continues to distinguish itself, operating without fear or favour in pursuit of a just and corruption-free society. That was 2020. In 2022, he said that the Commission has done an outstanding job in increasing awareness and understanding of the anti-corruption framework. And as recently as December last year, he said, I am therefore pleased to note its work to expand public sensitization programs and improve investigative performance and technical proficiency, all of which represent a comprehensive approach to addressing corruption. I also commend the Commission's efforts to strengthen awareness and compliance, as well as its dedication to improving responsiveness, etc., etc. So I just want, although I know that Jamaicans on the outside know that those statements made in this hall by parliamentarians are not true, although they know that, the words here go international. So for the record, I wanted to put on there what none other than the Prime Minister has said in relation to the work of the Commission. And I hope that puts to rest the question of partisanship and malice. As regards...
Yo, listen, man. I'm trying to tell you, this man speaks with a level of authority. I mean, how can you argue with that? The Prime Minister on several occasions has praised the Integrity Commission. But as soon as he's under investigation by the same competent body that he was praising, now they're incompetent. Now they don't know how to do their job. Now they're taking too long. Now they are bipartisan. Or partisan. That means they're taking a side. Make it make sense. Does it make sense? I don't think so. The Prime Minister is literally grasping at straws, ladies and gentlemen. It is a sinking ship that he's in, and he's the captain, and everybody around him seems to be incompetent as well. Them soon start jump shipping up. The people that are around him that is defending him in the government, I know, I can tell you, right? I can't see in people's mind, but listen. Somebody in there is thinking, yo, man, listen, this might go left. You know what I'm saying? We need to position ourselves. Excuse me. We need to position ourselves to make sure that if and when it does go left, man, we can take that position and save this party. Who else believes that? Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Guys, look at your screen. This is Andrew Holness's, I think it was like school card or something. His name was AKA Snoopy. The man wanted to become a politician as a teenager. And he says his destiny is to be assassinated by one of his many enemies. I rest my case. Somebody in that Jamaica Labour Party is going, in case this goes left, let's take our position. Alright, because we want that leadership position. I'm telling you, boy, thief never loves his thief with long back. You heard me? Somebody want that position. So I would tell the Prime Minister, sir, based off your own admission or declaration of your own destiny in your yearbook, shout out to Alan117 for that, thank you so kindly. In your yearbook, I think you should watch your back, my brother. And that's not a threat. I'm concerned. I don't want nothing to happen to the Prime Minister. I don't want nobody to touch the Prime Minister or hurt him. No. If he's guilty of crimes, he should go to prison. Yes, we want him to go to court. We want justice to be served. Alright? Yeah. Justice. We don't want not a hair to be harmed on the Prime Minister. So if he has people that is his own many enemies in his own circle, we pray that all their plans are foiled and nothing happens to the Prime Minister. Yes, we don't want nothing bad to happen to the man. Physically or mad? No, sir. If he's guilty, we want him to go to prison. Because an example needs to be set. If he's guilty, we don't need no more corruption in our country. We don't need no more corrupt leaders. If he's guilty. But I digress. Let's continue. I've made my point.
Some other statements made in this room about giving orders. The Commission takes orders from no one other than the court. And it needs to be understood.
They're not here.
The Commission takes orders from no one other than the court.
Them not here. Who they could challenge that statement that we make? Who came and challenged the statement? It come like they will forget that the Prime Minister told them that when he was laying the report, when he was laying down the Integrity Commission bill. Then forget what the Prime Minister said. Let us go back. Listen to this.
And as such will function under its general oversight. And I don't want to be giving conflicting views. It is a commission of parliament, but it is still independent. It is independent. It is independent. It is independent. It is independent. Like all the other commissions which have to be attached to some form of state authority. But the parliament cannot interfere in or direct The Parliament cannot interfere in or direct. The Parliament cannot interfere in or direct as to what.
So, when Mr. Pantan said this a while ago, when Mr. Pantan said this is not arrogance.
About giving orders. The commission takes orders from no one other than the court.
Court of law, you hear that? Court of law. No parliamentarian give no instructions to Integrity Commission and move and go there. So none. We don't have that authority. They can investigate you. How can they take instructions or directives from people they are going to investigate or possibly investigate? Come like them a smoke some my Canadian weed where Justin Trudeau sent where Andrew Holness a buy from Justin Trudeau. Eh? Come on, man. Better than that.
And it needs to be understood. The commission takes orders from no one other than the court. Of course, there is God-given orders which we all obey. And I hope, Mr. Chairman, that
do this.
Yeah, what the man say? Yeah, man. We not take no order from government, but you see God oversees everything. God trump everything. We take order from God, man, but we not take order from the government. And we take order from the court too. You hear that? Remember good.
the persons who were making those statements that they will desist, because it fuels, such statements fuel a sort of mood among sycophants. And in the kind of society in which we live, we need to understand that persons should be very careful of what they say. There is a member of parliament who was actually, Mr. Chairman, sent out a document with the photographs of 4 of us saying that we are bringing down the government. Now, in this climate, for a member of parliament to be doing that, it's reprehensible. And I have not heard any parliamentarian condemn it.
Emotional damage.
People, this our important point to Mr. Pantan raised in this session right here, you know. Can you imagine them put out the people in picture, huh? And say that they're taking down the government, knowing that there was a previous incident with one of the Integrity Commission members being shot and a briefcase was stolen. I think it's a couple years ago. So, how can a member of parliament be doing that? Why them not their prison? Why are they not being investigated? Why were they not charged for endangering these people's lives? But this is the Andrew Holness-led government, and this is how them operate. That's why I call them the Jamaica Lawless Party, you know. Them go against the Constitution. They make statements that can be deemed as terroristic statements, as act as terrorism, because at the end of the day, for them to make those statements, excuse me, it's like they're asking for violence to happen within their support base. They're asking their support base, egging them on to attack these people and do them something with statements like that and posts like that. It's similar to how if I came on here and I said certain things towards the Prime Minister in that regard, they would lock me up They would lock me up, and rightfully so. They would lock me up and say that I am trying to endanger the Prime Minister's life. So how then can the parliamentarians be doing this to the Integrity Commission? Talking about that they want to take down the government. No. They are there to do a job and they're doing their job. But Devon say PM Holness and government minister birds of a feather flock together. Talk shoot. Velma say no parliamentarian condemn that point raised by Mr. Panton because they are all corrupt. I can't find one JLP MP who can represent us. They are all acting like tyrants. I totally agree. I have been saying that. I have been doing some lives the other day and I've been like, who in the JLP can take Andrew Holness' place? That makes sense. He's just too tainted. But when you really look on the whole thing, it's like, huh? What do we actually have to choose from? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, man. Honestly. Let's continue.
And they're sending out, their parliamentarians sending out WhatsApp notes of all sorts of reprehensible things. And I hope that somebody will take the leadership to correct them. We on the Commission, we are committed to doing what the legislation permits us to do. That is what is happening. And it is not fair for the employees to be set in a stage where they can be set upon. So I trust that folks will realize that the reports that we send from the Integrity Commission, they are reports of facts.
Did I hear?
Emotional damage.
All of the labor right them. All the well-thinking Jamaicans. I hope you not listen to Mr. Panton, you know. Mr. Panton. The information that comes out on those reports are facts. These people have to operate under the law because they have to answer to the law. These people are legislators and judges, you know. Former judges and them something, you know. You understand? Lawyers. And the work that they're giving, they would be fools to corrupt their work. The Integrity Commission will be literally taking a gun and putting it to their head to put out information that is false on anybody, on anyone, including the Prime Minister. Right? So this court case that the Prime Minister put out, I believe he has really hurt himself taking the Integrity Commission to court. And we're going to see. I cannot wait. Does anybody have any get any messages as to how the court case went down, ladies and gentlemen?
There are factual statements in the reports. Of course, there are recommendations attached to the reports which the law allows. The law says that the Director of Investigation may make recommendations. The recommendations that are made, the Parliament need not follow them. In fact, the Parliament in Jamaica has a history of recommendations being made by people who make reports, Commission of Inquiry, and the recommendations are ignored. So we understand that. And we should not really have a situation where we are being pilloried for doing what the legislation allows
to do. And that is important. Again, Andrew Holness is the one that tabled this legislation, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Holness was well aware of what the legislation actually allows Mr. Panton and his team to do. Right? You don't have to, because they recommend that the Prime Minister being investigated further by the FID. If you don't want to follow that recommendation, that is quite fine. Now the people of Jamaica have something else to say about that, innit? You know what I'm saying? Oh, you guys haven't heard anything yet? People, if you don't know, say the Integrity Commission drop facts. When they put out them report, put facts. If you think it's fiction, put fiction in the comment section. Alright?
Now, in relation to this annual report, Mr. Chairman, it was dispatched to the Parliament in late June. The letter that I signed sending it is dated the 24th of June. And I did notice that no sooner than the annual report left the offices of the Integrity Commission, no sooner than it left the offices, there were public broadcasts of it before it was tabled. And I noticed that it happened also with another report that was sent subsequently, and another report that was sent last week. If it is thought that anyone in the Commission is leaking these reports, we would like it brought to our attention, we would like it investigated, because anybody in the Commission who leaks, if it's an employee, instant dismissal.
Alright, so you see how the Integrity Commission stand on their own integrity. I wonder if Andrew Holness can do this. I wonder if the JLP can do this. Anytime they are questioned about some alleged corruption, can they say, well, listen, please, could you have somebody investigate this, an independent body? Because if that person is deemed to be guilty, or you find somebody, well, it's instant dismissal. No, that does not happen in the JLP. What happens is that you have people that say they resigned, then they didn't resign, say they were fired, then they resigned, but they didn't get fired, and it's a whole bunch of mix-up, and next thing you know, that person still has a job. They are not dismissed. The JLP does not dismiss. The Andrew Holness-led administration does not fire people when they are in breach of laws or any rules or the public calls for it. No, they recycle them, aka Dalrymple. Why is she in office? Why is she in parliament? Why are some of them still, why is Royal Reed still getting paid? That's another thing. Why aren't they fired? It says something about the integrity of the leader of the party, the JLP, the Jamaica Lawless Party. It says something about him. And it says something about them, that they stand behind this type of leadership. Birds of a feather flock together, like Devon said.
But I find it strange that that all these things would be leaked immediately after it leaves the Commission and sent to Parliament. I find it puzzling to understand, if it is happening from the Commission, why is it that it is delayed, the leak is delayed until it is sent away from the office. I cast no aspersions, but I want to add a personal note, Mr. Chairman, if you'll allow me, that back on this question of malice, I have been a lay preacher in the Methodist Church for decades. Malice is not in my makeup, and it is not in the makeup of the commissioners. And there may be persons who need to repent, and they can join me at church, Providence Methodist, any Sunday.
Me say, if me love, yo, Bridget, me love that brother, you know. No homo, yo. Me love Mr. Pantan, you know. You think I joke? Enough of them need to repent. And they need to go join the man at church. You the man say me is a bishop. Make you play that back. That need to play back. That need to play back.
I cast no aspersions, but I want to add a personal note, Mr. Chairman, if you'll allow me, that back on this question of malice, I have been a lay preacher in the Methodist Church for decades. Malice is not in my makeup, and it is not in the makeup of the commissioners. And there may be persons who need to repent, and they can join me at church, Providence Methodist, any Sunday.
My Jamaican people, this is the example that we have to follow. Just invite the JLP member them to repent, yeah? I want to pray for Andrew Holness. Yeah, man. Pray for him repent. May I tell you? Pray for him repent from all our wicked ways them. Pray. That's true, man. No wish him no harm. No make him get angry. We understand what he's doing and we understand the way he is at the moment. Yes, he might do some evil things. Yes. But no wish him no harm. Because you have to remember, so the all-seeing eye, you know. The eye will see all things, knows what is going on. And vengeance is of the Lord. It's not our responsibility. Don't want nobody attack the Prime Minister, brethren, in a no physical way. No, don't do it. Do not touch the Prime Minister. Leave him to God. There's nothing you can do to him where God can do worse, you know. Just take comfort in that. Vengeance is of the Lord. Alright? Good.
I don't know if something is wrong with the water in Parliament. Why some people, the moment they get into Parliament, they say certain things and behave a certain way. I don't know if that is it. As a result,
That is funny, honey. That's funny.
Providence Methodist,
Oh
any Sunday.
That is funny.
I don't know if something is wrong with the water in Parliament. Why some people, the moment they get into Parliament, they say certain things and behave a certain way. I don't know if that is it. As a result, I wasn't going to take the chance of drinking any water here. Another feature, Mr. Chairman, which I'm very serious about, is that because of what has been happening, I personally intend to see if I can meet with Senator Longmore, Doctor, to have a word with her, because it may well be that she needs to have a word with some members of the House. And so I present to you, Mr. Chairman, the 6th annual report, which has been compiled in keeping with the law. The law.
Sorry, Mr. Chairman, not to interrupt you and the flow of your eloquence, and indeed the wonderful parliamentary theatrics that we saw a while ago with the holy water which you brought. But a member is showing an interest in making, no. I'm sorry then. I'm sorry,
Oh, I see. Yes, I'm finishing now, sir. I present to you this document, this annual report, 231 pages, 32 pages with audited financial statements, and trust that it will be read by parliamentarians, just as how I hope all parliamentarians will read the legislation and not give people the impression that the Commission is doing things outside of the legislation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. I heard you.
Them not here. So we are gonna move on from that now. Right? Mr. Pantan come and you can't watch the rest of that to yourself. That was a very educated and entertaining session that happened in the courts, ladies and gentlemen. I have to say, Velma say, yes, we must not wish bad. We must pray that God delivers him. He needs to repent. Power and money get to him. He always uses his board house as an excuse to say he deserves riches but taxes. Exactly, Velma. Exactly right. You know what? Let me just share my screen. Yeah, let me just share my screen, ladies and gentlemen. I want to go to this clip with Dean Jackson Miller. Dean Jackson Miller. Very short clip. So we move away from the situation of the Integrity Commission coming to the court. Coming to the court. What's wrong with me? We move away from the Integrity Commission coming to Parliament. The Prime Minister sues the Integrity Commission, so it went to court and the court decided on that situation. So this is the video, and Dean Jackson Miller does a great job. Let me just show you her page, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Jackson Miller, I want to go ahead and subscribe. I'm already subscribed, and I click the bell and I click all, baby. Alright, so let's go back right here. Court rules on PM case against Integrity Commission. Advertisement again. That's what I'll fight them.
So round one of Prime Minister Andrew Holness's legal battle with the Integrity Commission is now over. What happened and what happens now?
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me courtside. Stay tuned.
My bad. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh, crap.
So a quick reminder that all this is because the Integrity Commission has not certified Prime Minister Andrew Holness's statutory declarations for 2021 and 2022. Now, I did a whole series of videos going through the Integrity Commission's report on the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. You can check those out. A statutory declaration is when a public servant is required by law to make a list of all his or her income, assets, liabilities. That information has to be filed with the Integrity Commission, and the Integrity Commission, because you have to file that every year, they use it to keep track of your wealth and whether your income can legitimately explain your wealth. If they're satisfied with what you filed, then they'll certify it. So that's the cause of all the problems here. They haven't certified the Prime Minister's declarations. So the Integrity Commission had published a report on the Prime Minister's statutory declarations, and why it was they hadn't certified it. So the Prime Minister took the Integrity Commission to court to try to force them to certify his declarations for 2021 and 22, and also to try to get the report quashed or thrown out. He's asking for what is called judicial review of the Integrity Commission's actions. Now, judicial review is not an appeal from the decision that was made by the Integrity Commission. What it is for the court to look and see and decide whether the Integrity Commission made its decision in a way that was fair and according to law. Just a reminder as well that judicial review is a two-stage process. So if you want to apply for judicial review, you first have to apply for leave or permission to apply for judicial review. A little convoluted, I know. So if the court grants you leave or permission to apply for judicial review, then you now move on to the next stage, which is a full hearing of the issues. And the whole idea is to get rid of the cases that are a waste of time, that don't have any substance to them. So the Prime Minister was at the first stage. He had applied for leave to apply for judicial review. The Supreme Court has now ruled on his application and has granted leave or permission in relation to part of the application and refused part. So let's break down what happened. Dr. Holness and the 3 companies associated with him were asking the court for a whole heap of things, 28 remedies in all. Not going to go through all of them, don't worry, although in my videos I did, so you again look below and you can look at the previous videos I did that went into very great detail in terms of what the Prime Minister was asking for.
You know, so I have got play that video there though. Them 2 videos that she just mentioned a while ago. Yeah man, I have got play, see the Prime Minister take IC to court and what he was asking for. We're going to play it for documentation purposes.
So the Prime Minister wanted some orders of certiorari. These are also called quashing orders, and what they mean is orders to throw out or nullify a decision that had been made by the Integrity Commission. The Prime Minister and his team are also asking for orders of mandamus. Now, these are orders.
Want to hear that, people? The Prime Minister wanted to throw out or disqualify the Integrity Commission's conclusion and their whole report. Let me play it back.
In terms of what the Prime Minister was asking for. So the Prime Minister wanted some orders of certiorari. These are also called quashing orders, and what they mean is orders to throw out or nullify a decision that had been made by the Integrity Commission. The Prime Minister
throw out or nullify. Throw out or nullify. Alright? The man literally wanted to remove the credibility of that report completely from the record. This is what he wanted the courts to do. You know, listen and pay attention, you know. What can go so?
What can go so? What can go so?
What am I tell you?
Minister and his team are also asking for orders of mandamus. Now, these are orders that would have the court making an order to compel the Integrity Commission to do something. Then they wanted some declarations for the court to make certain rulings on issues of law. Now, as I said, the court granted some of what the Prime Minister was asking for and refused some. First of all, what did the court grant permission for? The court granted leave to apply for judicial review, to apply for an order quashing the findings, conclusions, and recommendations in the investigation report on the Prime Minister's statutory declarations. Now, this is a report that raised the question of illicit enrichment and raised the question as to whether the Prime Minister's income was sufficient to explain his wealth. So you can understand why he would want this particular report quashed. The Integrity Commission's legal team said they didn't think this application would succeed, but they didn't oppose it. And I should say, even if they hadn't opposed it, the court would have granted leave in relation to this part of the application anyway, because the court said there was enough evidence to satisfy what is called the threshold test, meaning that there was enough evidence to show that there was an arguable case with a realistic prospect of success. In other words, there's enough evidence there to show that this particular part of the application wasn't a time-wasting exercise. The court also granted leave to apply for judicial review, to apply for an order quashing the Integrity Commission's special report. Now, this was a one-page report that said, among other things, that the matter of the declarations had been referred to the Financial Investigations Division and that there would be no finality in the matter until the Financial Investigations Division had finished its work.
So basically, Andrew Holness don't want further investigation by the FID.
Court said is that the special report was so connected to the investigation report on the statutory declarations that it too was tainted with any illegality that the investigation report might have. So since the two of them were so interconnected, the court said if it granted leave in relation to one, then it would have to grant leave in relation to the other, and that's what it did. Then the Prime Minister wanted some orders of mandamus, as I said. These are orders that the court can make compelling the Integrity Commission to do something. So the Prime Minister was asking for an order compelling the Director of Information and Complaints to examine Mr. Holness's 2022 and 2023 statutory declarations. The court refused this, saying that the Director's unchallenged evidence was that he had examined the Prime Minister's statutory declarations for 2021, 2022, and 2023. Since courts don't believe they must waste their time, or to use their language, act in vain, the court said it would not direct the director to do something he had already done. The Prime Minister also wanted an order to compel the...
You hear how this man, Andrew Holness have some nerve, you know. When Dan Jackson Miller does an excellent job in breaking this down. This man has some nerve. Basically telling the people them to them to look again. Yo.
Integrity Commission to comply with Section 32 of the Integrity Commission Act. Now, that's a section of the Act that sets out the duties of the Director of Information and Complaints, and also wanted an order to compel the Integrity Commission to comply with Section 42 of the Integrity Commission Act. That's a section that deals with examining statutory declarations. This was refused. The court said neither of those sections, neither Section 32 nor Section 42, imposed any duty, any statutory duty on the Integrity Commission. The Prime Minister also wanted an order compelling the Director of Investigations to recommend to the Integrity Commission that the Prime Minister be exonerated of culpability in relation to the 2021 and 2022 statutory declarations, meaning he wanted the court to tell the Integrity Commission to say he had done nothing wrong. The court refused. The court said it cannot and will not usurp, meaning take over, the decision-making powers of public bodies and public officers, and therefore, on that basis, refused leave to apply. Finally, the Prime Minister was asking for a number of declarations. Among the most significant of those is the one asking for the Integrity Commission Act to be struck down, and also asking for the section of the Corruption Prevention Act dealing with the offence of illicit enrichment of public servants to be struck down.
We have a pause right there, so.
Emotional damage.
Make me slow that down for the people in the back. When you come a class, listen to this.
Tell the Integrity Commission to say he had done nothing wrong. The court compelling the Director of Investigations to recommend to the Integrity Commission that the Prime Minister be exonerated of culpability in relation to the 2021 and 2022 statutory declarations, meaning he wanted the court to tell the Integrity Commission to say he had done nothing wrong.
The man wanted to force the court. The man wanted the court to force the Integrity Commission to say publicly that Andrew Holness did nothing wrong in this specific time and this year.
Something not right, my wisdom warriors. Something is not right. Tell about them.
Hey, who mess is this? Oh, man, is this? The man said the wrong man.
The court refused. The court said it cannot and will not usurp, meaning take over, the decision-making powers of public bodies and public officers.
You know why? You know they say they cannot. That means they are not of the power to do so, and they will not do it.
And therefore, on that basis, refused leave to apply. Finally, the Prime Minister was asking for a number of declarations. Among the most significant of those is the one asking for the Integrity Commission Act to be struck down. And
people,
what can go so?
So you see, when we say that the Prime Minister was trying to remove the Integrity Commission Act, yes, he was trying to strike it down. The man literally say, yo, wanna move up. Yeah, man, move up, man. Take off that. The same act with him. Yo, you can't make this up, B. If this is not an admission of guilt, I don't know what is. I really don't know what is.
And also asking for the section of the Corruption Prevention Act dealing with the offence of illicit enrichment of public servants to be struck down.
So he wanted to remove any possibility of anybody at all being locked up or investigated for illicit enrichment. He wanted to remove that from the act. This is a total attack on our democracy. You guys don't realize this. What government would not want to be held accountable for illicit enrichment? It means that your aim is to thief. Your aim is to steal. That's my conclusion, and that's my opinion. My conclusion is that you want to steal and not go to jail. You want to steal and not be questioned. With a move like this, that is what it suggests to me. I don't know about anybody else. You understand? For the people in the chat, if this move by the Prime Minister, his request to one, take away the Integrity Commission Act, remove it, and also take away the Anti-Corruption Act, the part of the act that has to do with illicit enrichment. If that doesn't scream guilt to you, right, I don't know. But if it does scream guilt to you, type guilty in the chat. Type guilty.
Guilty! That nigga is guilty!
And I say those are among the most significant because Dr. Holness was Prime Minister when the Integrity Commission Act was passed. Also, the crime of illicit enrichment is supposed to help to deter public servants from corrupt activities like taking bribes. Anyway, the court said those types of declarations don't need the permission of the court to go ahead. The same for the Prime Minister's application for an order to end the investigation into a statutory declaration.
Wanna hear that? Andrew Holness wanted the investigation in itself to end. The man wanted the investigation to end. And the court said no. Hell no.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
People at time for wanna call for this man for.
Take his microphone. Just a minute. Just a minute.
Show me one.
Take his microphone. Usher him out. Usher him out. Usher him out.
Like taking bribes. Anyway, the court said those types of declarations don't need the permission of the court to go ahead. The same for the Prime Minister's application for an order to end the investigation into his statutory declarations. One of the Prime Minister's lawyers told me that they will be going ahead with the applications for those declarations, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. So what happens now? The case comes to the court again on January 7, 2025. On that date, we can expect to see a date fixed for the full hearing of the matter. Lawyers for both.
When you hear that, people, that is what today is all about. Today is January 7th, right? And you hear what you just said a while ago about today? They will be setting a date for the full hearing of the matter. Listen again.
One of the Prime Minister's lawyers told me that they will be going ahead with the applications for those declarations, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. So what happens now? The case comes to the court again on January 7, 2025. On that date, we can expect to see a date fixed for the full hearing of the matter. Lawyers for...
So, that's what today is supposed to be about. A date fixed for this hearing. May I go up on this website again and see if there's any news on it. Right? Any update? It's 5 o'clock. I don't know why we haven't gotten any update. Let me just finish up this part. Oh Lord. Oh, that's our next conversation. Shout out to Freedom Come TV. Lord of mercy.
Both sides told me they're expecting that the court will set an early date for the hearing because of the huge public interest in this matter. So that hopefully means we could have the hearing in a matter of months if the court does in fact go ahead and fast track it and if the lawyers' diaries can accommodate that. Of course, going to be following along at every step of the way and updating you as well. Thank you so much for joining me courtside. I'm Dion. I'll see you next time.
Big up Dion Jackson Miller. Excellent work, journalist wise, you know. Again, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and subscribe. Alright? Support the platform. Okay? Yes. Alright. Go and support the platform, ladies and gentlemen, and do remember to support my platform as well. Alright, follow me on all of my pages, Bolo V&R, Bolo V&R Clips, and Bolo V&R. Alright. Do remember that the PayPal and the Cash App is available if you want to donate. You know what I'm saying? You can use those two options that I have right there. I don't have super chats, so it's either PayPal or it's Cash App, and Cash App is available. If you Cash App me right now, I'll get it on my phone right now, ladies and gentlemen. So there you have it. A quick synopsis of the history between the IC and the PM, the Prime Minister. There's a few more clips I could have put in there, but I think I did sufficiently enough. You know, this was a long reaction. As a matter of fact, when I post this, I have to split it in two, part 1 and part 2. It's so long. Alright, yeah. So let me guys know what y'all think in the comment section, man. We're waiting to hear when is the date that this hearing between the Integrity Commission and the Prime Minister will go. I hope it's in February. I really hope it's in February. That would be good. That would be very, very soon. If it's not February, the first week of March, I'm hoping. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to drag this out too long. This is an election year. Well, I don't know. When is the budget? When is the budget supposed to read? The new budget. So there's a lot of things and factors why this thing needs to go through quickly and needs to be settled. Yes, yes. All right. Again, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. All right. I've been on here, what, 2 hours, 16 minutes. I did that. Let me see what's going on. I thought if I press just to have video, but I think I need to record this if I can in the next hour. I think I can, given that, you know, I'm using the computer now. So Freedom TV, ladies and gentlemen, I would encourage you guys to go and sub up. They are finally on YouTube doing Pastor Shuttleworth, Jeffrey Shuttleworth finally doing his thing over there. So yeah, I'm happy that he has decided to do that. You feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying? Alright. Let me see what I'm going on, man. 1920. When you can call it, somebody wanna call me earlier and hold on there. Somebody was calling me earlier and I missed the call. Who was calling me earlier? Somebody was calling me earlier. I wonder if I the program they wanna call me about. Yeah man, see this person I was calling me. Let me try get her back. Let me try to get her back. See what she has. I love hear from the people. I don't get to talk to them often, so. Any news on this particular thing right here so far? Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? I'm live.
Yes, I just added it to my WhatsApp page. So anyone want to make get an answer, a call.
Okay. All right. You want to join the WhatsApp group as well?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to save your number. Just text me your name. All right.
Okay then.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
My name is on YouTube.
Oh no! Text me your name in WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah, man, text me your name in WhatsApp, man. All right.
Okay.
All right. Cool. You should say our name is in YouTube. That's great. Oh Lord. So, Mr. Velma, I don't know if you're free and you want to express yourself. Lassom, we can call Lassom.
O Lord and Savior, Jesus the Christ, Son of the living God, I greet the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, man, I know I can call Lassom. Well, Lasso might be busy, but I'm going to try and call her anyway. I saw her in the chat. When I get there, I'm going to move on with this. Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Lost some busy, huh? Alright, let's get to this, man. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, finally, Mr. Shuttleworth is now streaming on YouTube. So you guys can go and follow his page, the team. This is the name of it. Freedom Come Ministries. See, this was 6 hours ago. Alright, this is gonna make my life very much easier. I can clip the things I want to clip, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do right now. Oh, last time is calling me back. Yeah, give me a second. What's going on?
Where's the boss, man?
Why me there? You know, I call you to get your take on this situation here.
You know me just the two of them coming off of the road and don't get to watch nothing.
Oh, I mean, is the Integrity Commission, you know, case with Andrew Holness and the fact that today.
Oh, okay, I can run it out.
No, them supposed to call and give you a date when the full hearing supposed to go on. So I did a video just going over the history of the Integrity Commission, you know, from the day when him.
Oh, the Integrity Commission did a good job, man. Good job. Good job.
From the day when Andrew Holness tabled it, all of the things that he said kind about the Integrity Commission, and then when he was now being investigated, he started to speak against them.
Right.
You know,
I was so taken aback with that conversation because I don't know how you could put somebody in place to do their job. And because it fall on you now, you have a problem with it. That should never be.
Yeah.
You put them there to do the job and them do their job.
Right.
So what is wrong with them doing the job with the person who put it in place?
Right. I'm wondering if there's some type of clause in the Integrity Commission Act that says you should not investigate the Prime Minister.
Why? And why?
No, I'm asking.
Didn't he say? No, but the reason why it is there is for everybody in the parliament. It is for everybody there.
Right.
So he shouldn't be exempt. He shouldn't be exempt out of it.
What do you think?
And all he needs to do, you see, hear me say. You see, if that man did clean, he wouldn't have nothing to worry about. Wouldn't have nothing to worry about. He just take him investigation.
Right.
And tell them whatever they need to know, and then he would reach his party go. Because if you know say you get your things done by working for it, why are you hiding it from them?
Right.
Tell them when you get it, and then run them won't have to know anything.
To add to what you're saying, we just heard from the Ian Jackson Miller program that one of the things that he wanted to do was to actually make the report null and void. And force the Integrity Commission to say that, you know, he is clear. His statutory declaration is clear.
No, they wouldn't do a fair job.
No, I'm saying he wanted the court to force the Integrity Commission to do that.
And if the court do that, the court corrupt too.
No, the court under the law they couldn't do it. I don't know why he even asked.
Why even bring it to court?
Why he even brought that as part of his affidavit, you know. In my opinion, like I said, it shows an admission of guilt.
He's very guilty. Very guilty. And if you put it in place and say not even the opposition if you interfere with them, they must allow them to do their work. They should have no problem with it either.
So So at this point, the question should be how guilty is the prime minister, not if he's guilty.
He is very guilty.
No, I'm saying the question should be, because in the space of public opinion, the prime minister is guilty. So I guess the question is, how guilty is he? Like, how far does the rabbit hole go?
Very deep.
Backside.
Very deep.
Oh, no, the last of the play now.
No, honestly, if they kill me for the truth, that's how I go. But they can't kill the truth.
You're right.
Can't kill the truth.
Exactly. Exactly.
He make you to the whole world say he cannot be trusted.
So, like how them reappoint the DPP, what you think is him chances in this case? Yeah? When them say, are you worried about any possible corruption?
Well, in a way, because the DPP is very corrupt and he's doing things to please Andrew. Because it look like the two of them have some secret for them one another. Where them no want each one to talk about it. So she will do, but look here, with God in the midst, this thing they will come the way how it's supposed to come. Because I don't know if anybody I pray for Jamaica like how I pray for, you know. Me I pray for Jamaica hard, you know.
True, man.
Yeah. Me I pray for Jamaica hard, you know. Me I tell somebody in a fast, in a prayer, you know. Starve myself, you know. Just to pray for Jamaica, you know. Because in all my life, as me tell you, I'm 60s, me born, me no young.
Right.
Me might only look young, but me old in a age. And me never see this happen in a history yet.
Never.
Until Andrew become prime minister.
Total disgrace, man. Total
disgrace. And behind it, he has no shame. Have no shame, because if he did have shame, in the lapping tail and then foot like some little mama dog and step away. But he have no shame. In big and bold and they allowed to pay him out same way, but the unseen God will sit high and look low.
Hold on, the Ferdinand Lee. Me just put the number in the chat. You can text me join, so you can join the group here. Yeah, man, text me on WhatsApp. Go ahead, sorry.
I said the unseen God that sit high and look low. He is going to step into Jamaica and fix where fixing is needed. Because God never said the Bible tell you now, so God not give nobody more than they can bear. And this is getting out of hand. This is unbearable. It is unbearable. No country no supposed to have like how we sit down. No country. No country and no one man is supposed to take one country and mash up it.
Right. Me here, we know some same hijack Jamaica. It come like a true.
They never see the man actually, they never did the man send the man take a picture and come in Jamaica. Look what happened at the police force. Police just a go on and kill the youth them. Just a kill the youth them and you know hear nothing. I come from it.
Me like you touch by the police force. You hear the story the other day about the police them allegedly assault the police them.
Yeah, you see the video.
You remember the prophecy where Pastor.
Thank you from Peter Chambers. That's right.
That there's going to be confusion in that territory of Holness.
Yeah.
It look like
that man set a trend. That man set a trend over Jamaica. But as me say, me I pray and other people I pray. Because me I want woman will believe in a God. Believe in a God and me not stop prayer until there is an answer. Enough things come across in a borough. When me remember 3 incidents in my era, in my community, in my yard too.
Right.
And outside of my yard, I say me I go in a 3-day fasting for them 3 incidents. And I need answers from God. And you know what? The week never run out before me get the 3 answer. The 3 answer, one of them didn't know say happen. And one girl said to me, say, look how the place silent now. Me say, what happened? God set a scandal current one place behind me. And me I tell you, say the nastiest, dirtiest music, the man, my little granddaughter here. And me say, God, me can't live with this. One old lady beside me asked me how me feel. Because me say just a wall part me and them, you know. Just a wall part me and them. I mean the wall tall neither. If I see over the wall and them can't see over the wall. I say me say to the lady, me say me, I put this together, I know God answer to this. And when me hear about night, them come to take out them things, them and go.
Yeah, man. You're the first.
And me now stop up Jamaica before God have to get your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now see, don't make can do this to Jamaica, man.
Yeah, prayer and fasting are the way. That are the message.
That is the way.
That is the way.
That is the way. That is the way.
Nobody threaten Andrew on his pan no public.
No. Let me say what me want to say. But me not going to lay my hand on him. I mean, I agree with nobody to lay their hand on him. Me, I tell you, say the God Almighty will we serve, man. We will serve because me know there is a true and living God. Me believe in a God. And me know because he come true for me many times. And me not stop pray.
That is it.
Yeah, man, the answer will come, man. The answer will come.
Trust me.
This man come with him out full of garbage, come fool people and talk all this. Me say from the day that man a step in a politics, and that's the first thing me say. Me say that man not come with nothing good. My sister, me have one sister who pastor, you know, my sister tell me, say, you know, say, if you did a serve God the way how you should have served God, you would be a good prophet because every time me go on my bed and get a dream. Every time I go on my bed and get a dream, whatever me dream, I always like to tell somebody because it not take no time to come true.
Right.
When I tell you this is serious, man. It is serious.
It's serious, bad man.
Serious, man.
And then no.
I
know. He crime in Jamaica since the look Indian man come here. Me don't know. Before him come in the early December and then after him leave. It's like, I don't know, there has been an uptick in some type of gruesome
blood splashing, all kind of things.
Yeah, man. Remember saying 54 people was unalived in the first 2 weeks of December. And around the time when he was here December 12th for the conference thing. You know what I mean?
He was here, alright, from the 11th he did come here.
No, he did come before the 12th, you know. But me I say, it's around the time when them look at them one. I remember Sister Carrie Ann mentioning that this man, them must pray and fast because this man.
Yeah, man, because when me listen to the video what you do with Sister Carrie Ann, you know, me start for my fasting the Monday, you know. Yes. And my husband call me the morning and mess with me brain, you know, me have to put him in a film place.
Yes.
Because me tell him in my fasting, me tell him say me had fast and pray, nobody will calling. Because me know what me a fast and pray about, so don't want to mess with me today.
Right.
And I'm going to tell me about him don't know if he deal with me. I have to just put him in a place and turn off the phone from him, man. Because me decide to me now make him but my prayer and fasting.
What do you mean? Which is right.
When you come to God, he's a serious man. Very serious man when you come to God.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's the real message, people. Pray and fast without ceasing.
Yeah, man. Pray and fast, man. Pray and fast.
We're in our serious space right now.
Very serious. Very serious.
And if you're not on the road covered with the most high, it's not going to work out. Trust me, you're liable for any type of attack. Any type of attack.
Yes, to the system where they set up over Jamaica.
Yeah. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
But me, you wake a man in time from 4 o'clock and put everything in a God hand, man. Me no wait till daylight.
Right.
To pray. Me waking at them 4 o'clock hours and pray and tear down all of them strong when they tear them down. And cover me pitney them and me grand pitney them and pitney them in a Jamaica.
Yes.
Cover them because most of the parents are not pray for children, them, man.
True.
They not pray for them. So we care
for them. Some people not pray none at all.
Not pray none at all. Never pray for themselves.
Praying is not a part of their daily diet.
I live like them an animal.
Yes, sir, man, David. True. I'm not lie. It's not a part of their daily diet. We just move from everything. Even remember when we used to, every time we used to eat a meal, I mean, I talk about myself too. We have to get back to certain things. We used to make sure so we always pray over the food.
We never left that out yet, you know, brother. We never left that out yet. If I even road me there.
Yes, bow your head and pray and sanctify the meal before you eat it. Those little things are signal drop. So it go in her ear sometime. Big up Blossom. I don't know. Look like she drop off. Or she still there, you know. But me not hear her. I got any call still. Yeah. Big up Blossom, yeah, man. Big up Blossom. Thanks for calling, yeah, mama. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but when he first became Prime Minister, that same night I dreamt every house was dark, no light on. Soldiers and cops were kicking doors down. People hid in their homes. Ariana, you know, say, yeah, easy. See, last time I call me back here. Hold on there. Hold on there, people. The type of trip they have to share them thing, the man. No say so, man.
Yeah, man. Me do just want to see the things. Me just come in and have a look at thing, you know. My grandbaby invite me to a game of bingo, so I go play a game of bingo with her, and then we go. Listen, one new year come with tonight.
Who that?
Who are from with you tonight? What the program for tonight?
Oh, me? Me basically done my 2 hour now and 2:35 minutes with the panel live final. Me I try to do my live.
You must have found it after 12 me leave the house today.
Yeah, me I try to do my live them at a certain time and like get out of the way. Because you know the giant them when they come out 8 o'clock, you know what I mean? You know, talk your mind supposed to soon go live too. You know what I mean? When the giant then start go live, you know where go. Partner Draw TV, Will Ratigan, Mr.
Every night, every night a Partner Draw me drop a seed.
So everybody have them programs still. Everybody have them things.
Yeah, me touch base with everybody, man. Even if they do the program already.
Yeah.
Me still listen them. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Still listen them and put in my like, and if me comment tonight here.
Nah, lie still. You know what? The people in sleep and talk your mind TV, you know. Yeah, they have put out some different type of content people need to listen to.
Me know.
I talk about some cutting edge type of thing.
Hardcore thing.
Yo, me say last 2 video where man put out the last 2 live them. Yo, me I tell you say shivers run down me. Yo, me say my skin. Yo, me I tell you I'm not normal. I don't need to go watch them 2 live stream there. I trust you.
Long time I listen to you, man, and I had to offer the place. Me see put a video from you on our page and me just hop over to you. Come and take in the bicycle, me I like the grill. Me just hop over to you and me really enjoy and me have a couple people ready to come for me say I want to watch Bolo, you know.
Yeah, man, respect, man. Love
me say go on him and me tell me sister and some friend already there. Me say I go on Bolo at night time and I'm not busy.
Yeah,
I'm going to take you in
there. Replay, cause we don't mind. You see what I say? We don't mind, cause we understand.
I want to work on with the positive things, man. Me always. Sometimes I sleep out, we call him at 10, 11 o'clock and just jump on the phone and start watch something.
Yeah. I appreciate the love, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, but me I telling no people.
I open the eyes of Jamaica people, you know, man.
Me I telling no, sir, me I encourage people, them 2 live streams that we talk your mind on last night and the night before. You no need to go pre them live stream there. Me I tell you,
watch one yesterday evening, you know, before me go watch on game.
Yo, me I tell you, man, the man I drop some serious information, brother.
Yeah, me love that.
No joke. We need to go pre them video there. Trust me.
Me love that, man. Me love that.
Yeah.
Me love that. You know, a long time I watch a movie, you know, I'm a woman who usually love me movie, you know.
Yeah.
Because I've done the things I want to come with. Me can't make no movie to come in space anymore. That's real, man. Sometime and I say, you watch a movie last night and me say hello, and a movie time for me now. Yeah, watch the vlog on him.
Where's the Netflix?
But going from a different schooling and all that.
Yeah. No distraction. Why am I telling you?
No distraction.
A long time I don't watch a movie. Me not have no time for that.
Long time I don't watch a movie, man. Anytime you turn on my TV, man, a some king from somewhere. I watch.
Yeah, that's true, man. Me I tell you, all like different channel them. There's so much. and Isabel.
So much.
There's so
Yes,
much.
man. Yes, man.
Yo, man, I tell you,
Yes, man.
I don't have time to watch no movie, Bridget.
They don't have no interest. You know, have no interest in a film site here, you know.
Sir.
No,
I'm too serious, I know. You have to think about what really affect your real life.
Thank you very much.
You understand what I say?
Thank you.
That's the way you have to think about. What is affecting your real life? How you really go? You see me, I say, well, them brother are up.
I want to say, this a man turn Jamaica in a funky town.
Yeah.
Because them may sit where him a carry on, him and him member them a carry on in a Jamaica, man. Really strange. That sometimes I wonder if they really have sense.
No, you know, say it go up on one different level when you see the man then start to attack the pastor and the apostle them, you know. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
go up on one different
God
level.
Almighty, be sure how evil the people them is in the man.
Yo.
Be sure how evil them is and the church them are attack.
It come like them never fear God told them a move.
Alright, sir.
You understand
Because that's same again a few days ago.
Yeah.
Me say, you know, say the people they don't fear God. They don't fear God, man.
No, they don't fear God. Oh, you for fear God and you know, say the Bible say touch not thy anointed and do thy prophet no harm.
And do the prophet no harm.
One direct instruction that from God. So you are touch the prophet.
No. They don't fear God, man. We thought that all of them so they don't fear God.
They don't
fear God. They would not do the things them with them.
No, sir, they don't fear God none at all, man. And wicked people.
Because in the first place, when you mix with evil, you can't mix with God.
That is it.
So good and evil mix together.
That is it. Why no?
I may tell you about one thing, you know.
What you think about that place? I swear, you know me chat you if you will.
Yeah, thank God I will come down for them, though. Then think a piece and save it to a sudden destruction of people.
Alright. Remember the earthquake when they come one day, they look one? Well, they never really look still, but I know about 3 a.m. in the morning, I saw that earthquake, you know. I wonder if they remember. They need to remember these things and stop going like they want to ramp with the most high.
Let them go on, man. Let them go on. So them know the power of God, you know. Them things like power belong to them, but they don't know the power of God. Them don't know. But give them time, no? Give them time, man. Give them time.
God
on time. God on good road.
Yes, and with that, we are in the live stream. I got on good road. Big up yourself, you know.
Yes, man. Come on, bless up yourself. We'll join and chat again.
Alright. People, hopefully, Talk Your Mind TV and Mystic Sensation.
Yeah, but Talk Your Mind right now, but find some
TV, you know, say somebody live. You understand what I say? Wanna go check them out. Alright? And Isabel Rose, you know, so she do her videos them throughout the day. Check them out. Zin? And stay informed. CW big up. Say hello everyone. Somebody make this make sense to me. Why the hell is Mafia Andrew and him Dan regime still a walk around in a Jamaica and a walk like him a PM and Jamaica sit down like them dumb? Me no know, you know. I don't know. I don't know why the Jamaican people is accepting, not rejecting this man. I don't know. You know, and there's people out there that literally still defending him. Oh, come on for a prime minister, but man, I want to the man, low the man around the country good. This is what them I say. I mean, I wonder if them alright. Me literally, I wonder if them need to see a doctor. You know them way there? Because them something must wrong with them. For them even utter them where they utter them out. It's like them a try to convince themselves what them I say. Because them couldn't believe what them I say. Me not think them believe what them I say. Country are run good and we in our recession. Crime out of control. The hospital them is the way them is. Piss poor condition. The people them a ball out. Look on the recent situation with the young lady Alexandra Jones, the 4-year-old. Yo, and when me hear people say country are run good, yo, me just want to slap them in their face with something. I really think. You know them way there? But them think about it, I say, that is not God way, you know, say, you know, so me have to refrain. Yeah. I talk to myself sometime, you know. Yeah, sometimes I have to do that, healthy. Look like them witch them for true, man. Look like them witch them for true. But me love the Jamaican people, but we need to wake up. And me hear After if I press start about it every day, why you sit down and just collectively just alright with the government and how them do things? You just alright with the man, and the man have how much things and embarrass the country and taking the Integrity Commission to court. You just alright with these things? I don't know, Bridget, you rough boy, you rough. Hey, not even want to start talk back. Big up on yourself here, man. Look at more here, man. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And big up Blossom. If you come on and chop it up with me for a little bit. With what go on with this thing here. Look at more here, man. You know what? Good. God and go the road. You understand? I don't keep it to yourself. Share the life with 10 people. I'm out.